Hello, everybody out there in YouTube land. How is it going? Figure I'd hop on this Sunday, have a little Sunday sit down, do an impromptu live. Hopefully, y'all can hear me out there. I'm going to go over some recent pickups, kind of talk about what's going on with my YouTube channel, and look over my Letterboxd. I haven't looked at my Letterboxd since I believe like September. Maybe the first week in October is the last time I did one. Let's see who all's in the chat right now. Got the hater, Kal-El Daily. How's it going, man? Oh, that's me. All the notes is in the chat. How's it going, man? The View with Drew. What is up? Mr. Jared Runner's in the house. How's it going, man? So, excuse me. For some reason, I decided to lose my voice right before this thing. I don't know what's going on with that. We'll drink some water, though. Before I get to my pickups, I was looking. I was kind of interested in that new M. Night Shyamalan movie, Knock at the Cabin. And I haven't been hearing the greatest things about it so far. It's been kind of getting mediocre reviews, kind of like the casting's good, but the story falls flat. They're not that great. So if anybody has any insight on that, that would be great. But my first recent pickup, I've been doing not a whole lot of shopping lately. I think I talk about one of my videos coming up. I'm not quite sure. See, I just did my top 10 non-lines Gate Steelbooks last week, and then the next 2 weeks is unboxings. I kind of talk about there isn't really a whole lot I'm looking for. A lot of new releases I've been picking up basically. And when I've been going out thrifting, there hasn't been a whole lot. But this first pickup I did, I actually owned this movie before and I got rid of it. I never even watched it, but I decided to pick it up again. And that is Bushwick with Dave Bautista and Brittany Snow. The reason I picked it up is because Aesop Rock does the complete soundtrack for this, and I love Aesop Rock. So I figured I would re-pick this up and give it a chance. Plus, it came with a slip. Mine did not have a slip. So picked that up recently from Mega Replay. They've been sparse. I hadn't been in there in like 2 weeks, and I went in there today, actually, and picked up a few titles. They actually finally had stuff on the shelf. And another thing I picked up, I think I remember when this movie came out, and when I seen the cast, I immediately picked it up. It's got Kevin Bacon, Julie Delpy, Brendan Fraser, Andy Garcia, Sarah Michelle Gellar, Emile Hirsch, and Forrest Whitaker, and that is The Air I Breathe. It's like a bunch of different people's lines come crossed in the world and things happen, and like one's like an ex-cop, one's a gangster, one's a rising pop star, a banker, a doctor. It's one of those, star-crossed, I guess, movies, kind of like Crash. I looked up on IMDb, and it seemed pretty good. It had like a 6.7, so I figured I'd check it out with the cast. Plus, I think this was my free one, because my Mega Replay, does the buy 5, get 1 free. Next one's a 4K. I almost picked this up off, I think, Groove. Maybe not Groove. I don't remember, but I got this for $9.99. I couldn't pass it up. Doesn't have a slip, but whatever. But A Few Good Men. And I'm going to be honest, I've never actually watched this movie. The only thing I know about is You Can't Handle the Truth. So I'm actually excited to watch this in 4K. I know it's a court drama. It's got to do with the military. I'm not the biggest on court dramas, but I know this is a classic. And for $9.99 for a 4K, couldn't pass it up. Of course, with the Banshees of Inisherin coming out, I've been on a Colin Farrell kick. I just watched Seven Psychopaths recently for the first time. And they had this movie, never heard of it, London Boulevard, with Colin Farrell and Keira Knightley. It seems interesting. I like Colin Farrell, so I picked it up. Figured, what the heck. I had a bunch of store credit, too. I traded a bunch of stuff in. I had like $50 in store credit, so all these basically were free. Actually, they were free. I've still got $2 in store credit, I think. But let's see. Check something here. Doing fine. How about you? I'm doing good. I'll get into it a little bit about when I go on and talk about my channel, but I'm just not that I'm not feeling the YouTube thing right now, but I'm kind of in a slump. But I want to go over that here in a little bit. I might reveal something tonight. I'm not sure. I might give you all a teaser on something. Top 3 cruise movie, number 2 for you. So I'm going to say, if I'm going to rank my cruise movies, man, Collateral, Vanilla Sky. Man, I want to say Tropic Thunder for his Les Grossman, but I mean, that's not really like his movie, but he makes the movie. I would probably go with Ethan Hunt with the Mission Impossible stuff. How's the secret stash in all your various shops? So my Mega Replay finally went through and cleaned up all their racks, reorganized everything, actually turned everything basically upright where you could actually read stuff. So I'm going to have to start a new stash. That's really honestly the only store I've been going to lately. Since I started this new job, I don't get out of my city at all, basically anymore. So I need to get out more, which I'm going to talk about that here in a minute as well. London Boulevard was a Dollar Tree a while ago. Still haven't watched it. I'm going to give it a shot. Like I said, it's Colin Farrell. This next pickup, I picked it up because it's A24. I was trying to pick up every A24 movie that came out, and I decided to stop. Same thing with the Shout line, the Shout Select line. A couple months ago when I decided to start shifting to a more curated collection, I decided there's a bunch of movies I just didn't want. A lot of them were in the Shout Select and the A24 line. I mean, I hate to say that, but and there's a few other just junk movies like Push, Jumper. I mean, yeah, those are cheesy good movies, but there's stuff I'm not going to watch for a long, long time. So I went ahead and got rid of a bunch of just stuff. This next movie, the only reason I bought it is because I know nothing about this person. I know very little about her music, but they had this for $5.99. I had to pick it up, and it's with Slip, and it is Amy. So I guess the biography about Amy Winehouse. Like I said, I know nothing about her. Know nothing about her music. I just know she died because of a drug overdose or alcohol poisoning or whatever. But it came with Slip. I figured, what the heck? I'd pick it up. I'd watch it one time, get her a chance, maybe give me an insight into what was going on with her. Oh, and if you guys haven't noticed, I'm brighter. I can't turn my camera around to show you, but I finally invested in a light. And my next 2 videos that come out, it's in it. I figured I'd brighten myself up. Not that my pasty white skin needs to be glowing anymore. But I figured, what the heck? Collateral gives you men Night and Day. Night and Day is good. I did really enjoy that, surprisingly. You stopped the Slicks quitter. I was already so far behind. Like, by the time I started, they were already up in the 90s into the hundreds. So I had like 100 titles to buy, and I just wasn't going to do it. Yeah, A24. Not that they're. I think they've just gotten so overhyped, and that they're putting out so much stuff. I still haven't watched Men yet. I need to watch Men. But you know, it is what it is. They did put out one of the best movies last year. Of course, they did The Whale. I cannot wait to watch The Whale. Still is not showing in my city. I don't even know if it ever will. If it does, I'm going to the movie theater and watch it, though. And next, a movie I had been looking for. Like, I do keep a running list of movies that I'm looking for, but then I always have stuff in the back of my mind that I don't put on my list. I'm like, oh, yeah, if I see that, I'll buy it. But I haven't watched this movie since I was a kid. It came out in 1987, so when I was 8 years old, and I remember watching this when it came out. But I found a copy of The Monster Squad, and the Wolfman definitely has nards. I do remember that, but I do not remember anything else about this movie. Like I said, this has been, so I'll be 44 this year, so 36 years ago is when I've seen this last. So I can't wait to revisit it. I'll probably watch it with my kid. Maybe it'll scare him, you know. whatever. I'll get a drink of water. And then finally for Mega Replay, I know this was been in the Walmart 750 bin. Neither one of my Walmarts have gotten any of these steelbooks, and they had this for $3.99. So I went ahead and upgraded my just standard Blu-ray of Lawless to the steelbook. I enjoyed this movie. I need to give it a rewatch, though. I don't think when I watched it, I was in the mood for a period piece. And this is very heavily in that 20s liquor era. But Tom Hardy and Shia LaBeouf kill it in this. I think they do a really good job. But I need to really watch it again and check it out again. It's a nice looking steelbook, though. Of course, no inside art, but it does have disc art, I guess. And moving on to Best Buy, and you guys have seen it. It's been posted all over the place. What is going on with Best Buy? Jacking prices up to $60,000 for titles. Did they get hacked? Did a Best Buy employee go mad and like jack up the prices? Are they truly trying to get rid of physical media? Are they trying to drown their store? Like, I really feel like nobody goes to Best Buy to buy a washer and a dryer and a refrigerator. You can honestly buy them hundreds of dollars cheaper at Lowe's or Home Depot or, wherever else. So they're basically selling TVs and that's it. So, I mean, after all the issues I had with them and finally able to order again, but never got a response. I mean, it just shows how much they care about their customer base. They're worried about the dollar, the bottom dollar. They're trying to push this, whatever it's called, the membership thing for like $200 a year. So you can get the discounts of the stuff that they technically should be selling at anyway, because Best Buy really does not dictate MSRP and pricing. Movie studios do, from what I understand. So by them jacking up prices, I think they're technically messing with their licensing contract for selling or something like that. I'm just saying this. I don't know this for 100% sure, but that's the way I understood. I know I used to work at Walmart a long time ago, third shift. And we had to have movies out at midnight. So Monday night at midnight, if we didn't have movies out, and secret customers would come in and the displays weren't out, if the new releases weren't out, we would actually get dinged. And we could get in trouble. We could get fines from the studios for not having the product out on release day. And so I don't know if something's changed since 2002, 2001, I think is when I worked there. So I don't know what's going on with that. But a couple of weeks ago, they had this on sale. I was not going to buy this for full price. I think full price is $34.99. Does not come with a slip. They had this on sale for $21.99, I believe it was. But I went and upgraded to the 4K of War Games. I liked this movie as a kid. I have not revisited it as an adult, but it was one of my favorite childhood movies. I thought it was really, really good. And I picked up a steelbook, and I'm going to go on record, so you guys can quote me right now. February 5th, 2023. This is probably going to be one of the best looking steelbooks of the year. And that is the Belly 4K steelbook. Clean on the outside. I love the white slip with kind of the shadowy figures on it. But then the steelbook, you get the shot from when they're in that club in the first. I have not watched this since it came out. With the contacts and the glowing eyes. And this steelbook just looks so good. But I'm going to go on record saying this is going to be one of the better steelbook releases of the year. It'll probably end up being on my end of the year list. Just so you guys know. So that's going to do it for recent pickups. Let's get back here in the chat real quick, see what's going on. Oh, yeah, Ryan, check out Men. I own Men. I just haven't watched it. And Bodies. I was going to buy it, and I didn't because that was right around the time I decided I was going to stop buying every single A24 release. So I do need to check it out. I will eventually. I like Pete Davidson. I know a lot of people don't. I need to check it out. Plus, I was getting on there like A24 does a lot of horror, and I'm not a horror person. I was buying a lot of horror stuff, like I bought Pearl and X and Men. There was something else I bought, and not that I'm regretting buying them, but it's just not a genre that I jump into. So yeah, it is what it is. Watched that movie about a year ago for the first time because D-Ray was overhyping it. The last 15 minutes is good, but underwhelming. Over, I watched 2 times, wanted to like it. I'm assuming you're talking about Monster Squad. Best Buy is a threat to media, yet they get all the praise and people bend over for them. They know what they're doing, all sabotage. I believe it. I really, really do believe it. Dimension Scott, what is up, man? How's it going? Well, you be sitting and watch Men. Sheesh. I've heard good things about Men. I know when I was on Ken's World's Biggest Collectors, he said something about it. So, like I said, I own it. I just need to watch it. What is up, Tony, Mr. Basement Blues in the house? How are you doing, sir? Yes, I own it. Yeah, Monster Squad. Like I said, I haven't watched it since I was a kid, so it's going to be pure nostalgia for me. I don't remember it being good, but again, I was little when it came out. I really get it and what's the Fred Savage one? Little Monsters. I really get them two confused with each other. So we'll see. Dimension saying hey to everybody. Dang it, I was going to talk about something. Now, what was it? I don't remember what it was. I was going to come back and talk to it. Oh, let's talk about. Let me do something. What's going on with the channel? So with this new job, I really have not been able to get out much, and it's affected my channel. And I've been ordering a ton of stuff. I've been doing a lot of unboxings, and it's also wintertime, and I think that has a lot to do with it. It's harder to get out. We've been having just bitterly cold weather here, and ice and snow and stuff like that. So it's been kind of rough getting out anyway. But the next 2 weeks, I do have unboxings. I've been buying a lot of stuff from overseas. In fact, I've got a couple things from Fnac and Zavvi on my shelf now, and I got some stuff coming in from Rare Waves that should be in this week. But not next weekend, but the weekend after, I am going to Nashville. I have a couple of friends that live down there, but my one friend, he loves going to McKay's. So I'm going to do a trip to McKay's. They've got a half price books there. We're going to hit up and a CD warehouse, and I want to get me some Nashville hot chicken because that's the best in the world. But I want to get a hunting video out. And I really haven't been doing hunting videos because it has dried up around here. A lot of the vendor malls I go to just have not been producing anything. There hasn't been anything good to film. And I really hate to go to like 7 different places, film a bunch of stuff, and just not pick anything up. Like it just doesn't feel fulfilling for the viewer. And honestly, when I've been going into Mega Replay, I'm running in, checking what they got, new stuff, running right back out. They really haven't been getting a whole lot of new stuff in. Like I said, it's been 2 weeks since I've been there, and this is all what I've picked up. So if things start changing, I'll probably start filming a little bit more than there. But I know last month I teased something about wanting to do something for the community. So I talked to D-Ray. I threw a little thing together. I talked to D-Ray. And he gave me, he was okay with what I suggested. He wasn't too sure about the name of it because there's this name that I've been wanting to call it forever, which I may change it. I'm not too sure yet, but I want to do a game show. And I want to call it Friday Night Movie Fights. So basically what it's going to boil down to is 3 people. I'm going to give them a subject. We'll just say steelbooks, and they've got to pick 10 steelbooks out of their collection. So They'll come up each round. They're going to pick one of their 10 steelbooks and they're going to show it. So it's going to be a blind face-off, and it's got to be 100% crowd participation to decide the winner. So it's going to try to take out the popularity factor and make it more about what item is being pulled. So like every week I could do something different. I could do steelbooks one week, slipcovers another week, snappers one week, imports, box sets, whatever, and try to make it more about the movies. And this is why I want to talk about D-Ray about, because it's kind of like the battles. And also I want to talk to Jagoda because it's kind of like Heat Street as well. So it's basically bring your best. So it's up to the contestants to decide how they want to play the game, when they want to pull their stuff, and such like that. But it also needs crowd participation. And that's the other thing I was going to come up to is here lately, I know my views have been down on my channel, which I know has to do with the content that's being put out because it's been lacking. And I noticed my participation on Instagram has kind of went down, especially since I stopped doing the Steelbook a day, which is fine. But if I'm going to do this, like I want people to be involved. I want there to be, 30 viewers. I don't want, 3 people to take an hour and a half of their day to come up there to be voted on by 5 people. But I know that's how these things start out. So I'm going to actually roll something here. Let me get it pulled up here. This is just a 1 little minute. Let me take this banner off here real quick. A little intro I came up with. So I'm going to let you guys check this out real quick. So this is a first time viewing. So here we go. So that was it. Yes, world premiere. So that was my idea, and I still need to get more material put together, as thumbnails, whatnot. I need to start speaking to people in the community, and it would be on Friday nights. I don't know if it'd be like at the 8 p.m. Eastern time or the 9 p.m. Eastern time. And I want to see how it would work. So that's kind of like what my idea was. And I want to start, like I said, I thought about the end of February. I got to look at calendar dates and see when I could stick it in there. I need to start promoting it, start asking people. I don't know if I'm going to have a co-host, but it's real. I want it really to be community driven. And I know I talked about this last time. Things have kind of gotten cliquey, and not that that's a bad thing. It's really not. I like the fact that there's these community bubbles that's formed, and you got the Lost Girls, the Red Pack, mid-level evolution and all this other stuff. But I'd really like to see people get in on it. Well, let's see here. Let's get back on the chat. Oh yeah, I should get rid of it. Let's see, drought season with a mix of burnout. I wouldn't really say it's burnout. I just know for a fact that my content hasn't been the greatest, and I need to get out there more. Good, Tony likes the name. I like Friday Night Movie Fights. As soon as I thought about that was the first name that popped in my head, so that's what I wanted to call it. World premiere. Yeah, I know it's a long ass countdown, but you got to think that's going to be the start of it. We're going to go live 30 seconds in. That way it gives people to get in and all that. Yeah, 9 p.m. That's what I was thinking. I didn't know if 9 p.m. Eastern or 8 p.m. Eastern would be the easiest. But like I said, I need to start talking to people on Instagram and kind of putting it out there more. Right, like I said, I got to make thumbnails and all that. Culture trees in the house. I finally watched The Chaser. I don't remember if I told you that. Chaser was fantastic. Now I'm looking for the Blu-ray, which is slightly expensive because the DVD quality wasn't the greatest. Clicks are okay, but when you don't isolate yourself in one, it's ugh. It is. So what do we got next here? Let's go to Letterboxd. Let's see what I looked at Letterboxd. Let me share this screen here. Present. Share screen. All right. Everybody should be seeing this. Is everybody seeing this? Yes. Can you guys see my cursor whenever I go over this? Can you guys tell me that real quick? Well, oh no, I don't want to do that. Where's the comments? Okay. There we go. Okay, so you guys can see my thing here. So when I left off, The Wailing was the last thing I watched. I think I did my last Letterboxd review at the end of September. As you guys can see, my October was horrible. I did start off with Sing Street. I'd owned the movie forever, and then I did Ken's channel on that World's Biggest Collector, and we talked about it. I know it's one of his more favorite movies. I had high hopes on it. I did give it 3.5 stars. Let's see. Good little feel-good movie about some Irish kids wanting to impress a girl, so he forms a band. He does, and well, you'll need to watch to find out what happens. There are some other themes thrown in as well: bullying, divorce, religion, and the movie does a good job addressing them without overpowering the main theme. Great original music as well. So it was a good movie. The music was really good, but overall, I couldn't get into it, and I'm just not a huge fan of musicals. Even though I love Inside Llewyn Davis, which just has kind of reminded me of that, sort of, but it's what it is. So 3.5 stars on that. Then I watched The Sword of Doom, gave it 4 stars. So Sword of Doom has Toshiro Mifune in it, and he did this movie, and it really got a lot of praise. And him and Akira Kurosawa kind of got into it, and this basically led down the path to Toshiro and Akira no longer working together. But this is a great movie. He is basically like the executioner. He is a great samurai, and his sword he's such a proficient and good killing machine with it that it just brings him grief. And this movie had a lot of swordplay in it and really didn't let once it got going. The main character kills everyone in his way until the final demise. The story is solid with some side plots thrown in. You get to learn why the samurai is on his path. It was really, really well done. So next Criterion Cell, if you're looking for a samurai movie and you've never seen The Sword of Doom, I highly recommend it. It's a very good movie. And again, Toshiro and Akira kind of after that kind of fell apart. Let's see. Let's get back over to the chat real quick. People seem to get weary and standoffish. I miss pre-click days. Yeah, but I mean, it's a good thing though. I mean, people are gelling. You're getting a good mix of content and all that stuff out of it. Okay, you do hit the cursor. 808 physical media. How's it going? How many physical media movie pickups you average monthly? I was averaging close to 50 a month when I was doing a lot of thrifting. Now I'm down to 25 or so, I would say. I probably cut it in half. I got around to watching Marcel as well. We'll talk about that in a minute because it is on my list. Yep, coming up. I enjoyed it. I thought it was cute. when you do isolate yourself inside your clique and you don't show love or cloud with others outside your clique is what, yeah. So, and I really haven't seen that yet. I mean, there may be some fringe people, but not overall. What is your favorite boutique physical media right now? Um, and Second Sight's been probably my favorite, but Criterion overall. I mean, I collect a lot of Criterion, so I would probably say Criterion, then like Second Sight and Arrow are neck and neck. Inside Llewyn Davis is a nice surprise. Easily one of my, I would put it easily one of my top 15 movies, maybe top 20. Um, I would almost go on a limb saying it's my favorite Coen Brothers movie as well. I just love it. It's a great, great movie. It's damn near perfect. Do you keep your one time and done watching your collection? I used to. I purged a bunch of them here in the last couple months. I've been going through my collection, pulling out certain things and getting rid of them for that exact reason. All right, let's get back over here. So starting off November, watch The Guest finally. I bought that Second Sight limited edition, finally got around to watching it, and I was pleasantly surprised. I know I talked to Kal-El about it. I really got Terminator vibes out of it, and I think Kal-El even mentioned that as well. But basically, this guy shows up to this family's house and says that he was in the military with their deceased son, and then mysteriously people just start dying all over the place. And the daughter starts connecting the dots. A very well done slasher thriller movie with a touch of Terminator thrown in on top. It really felt low budget. The main actor felt a little stiff, but I really feel like it was meant to feel that way. And overall, like at the end, I was laughing. I was like, okay, this was a good movie, like overall. So I highly recommend The Guest to anybody that has not watched it. I really did enjoy it. Moving on, Marcel the Shell with Shoes On. So I had high hopes for this movie. I gave it 3.5 stars. It was a good movie. It was cute. It was heartfelt. You really wanted to feel for this shell that was looking for his family. Stop motion was done fantastically in this. And it was interesting. The only thing that kind of bogged it down for me was the main guy that was in there. He was at the shell with the shoes trying to find his family with the help of a homeless B&B guest he takes on the internet and the world just a bit. Like the whole internet aspect of it and like oh, they're getting millions of views and blah blah seconds. It just kind of took me out of it a little bit. But it overall was a fun and cute movie. I need to watch it again. And I didn't realize that man, the girl from Parks and Recs. Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious. What's her name? Does the voice. And I thought that was cute. I really loved her character. But yeah, 3.5 stars for it. I'll probably rewatch it. Movie. Next movie. Ever since this movie was announced, I never got to watch it on streaming. I think it was on Amazon or something like that. We got rid of it. And as soon as this came out on Criterion, I bought it. The 4K looks fantastic. The sound design is fantastic in this movie, and they do such a fantastic job of making him go deaf. Rizal's Med kills it. But basically, he's the drummer in a two-piece band. He starts going deaf, and this, like I said, the sound design, the things they did to make it realistic to what it would be like to go deaf was amazing. And seeing him go through the struggle to regain his hearing, and then at the end, the movie did not end like I thought it was going to end. I really thought the movie was going to go one way. It went another way, and it blew me away. But this movie was amazing. It'll probably be on my early rewatch movies. I usually don't rewatch movies like very close together, but I will probably watch this again sometime. Fantastic movie. So if you've not seen Sound of Metal, highly, highly recommend it. I'm sorry, I left things up there. Have you experienced running out of physical media space? Yes. Yes and no. My steelbook shelf, I'm running out of room on, but I have room to take all my premium box sets and move them elsewhere so I can keep my steelbooks going. But I've still got about 2.5 shelves on the custom shelves I made, and then the top's pretty much empty. But I bought cheap lumber and I threw it up really quickly. And I think what I'm going to do is actually end up hiring a carpenter to come in and do actual floor to ceiling and make it look a lot better. I just got to get around to doing it. I love clicks. Clicks are my favorite. Tony laughing. He's a Terminator prototype. It does need a sequel. I thought The Guest was awesome. Do you double or triple dip on your favorite movies? Yes, I do. I have like 5 copies of Scott Pilgrim. I've got a couple of copies of The Crow. Couple copies of Leon, The Professional. A couple of Green Knight. Thanks, Tony, for the steelbook. Yeah, I do double dip on some things, especially when it comes to steelbooks. I've got several different copies of movies. Actually, Dan Steve's my top 3 young actors so good and underrated to watch. Criminal Activities and Legion TV show. Jenny Slate, yes. Yeah, I thought I could. Her voice was enough different that I couldn't tell 100% was her, but I knew it was her. 808 coming in with the questions. I did say this was a Q&A too, so if you do have questions, I will answer them. Scorsese or Spielberg? Scorsese, I know he's done a lot of gangster movies, but he done Bringing Out the Dead, which is one of my favorite movies, which hopefully it gets a release soon on Blu-ray or 4K. I think it's in the rumor mill. Spielberg probably has the better run of variety, but I like the way Scorsese makes his movies. Gus, what's up, man? I almost put Holland in timeout on accident. Yeah, same thoughts of you on Marcel. It was cute. It really was done well, but it was just a little odd, and not in a bad way. It was just odd. Sound of Metal was great. I was blown away by it. I mean, I honestly, at the end of the movie, I felt so bad for him, and I really thought it was going to take a turn for the worse. And then he really accepted his fate, and it's just so good. Carpenter may be busy writing movies to do your shelves. Just saying. Yeah, I'm fine with the shelves that I built, but I am by far no carpenter. And if we ever decide to sell the house, I'm going to have to take them out. So I figured it's a dead space anyway. I mean, you can put furniture there, but I might as well actually have a professional carpenter come in and actually put a nice set in there that matches our bookshelves on the other side. So, and it wouldn't be much more. Schwarzenegger or Stallone? I want to go Schwarzenegger. Commando, Predator, and the multitude of other movies he's done. But Stallone, I think, is a really good dramatic actor. I love Rambo: First Blood. I love Rocky. I love Copland. Is it hard to decide which edition to buy? So why not get them all? At least that's my logic. Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to argue with that. That is correct. Thanos wants you stones. I mean, all the editions, yes. Sammy or Tony have a bunch of doubles I need to part with. And that's the thing too. Like, I mean, I'm a huge steelbook collector, but I'm not as huge as some people. And I have been parting ways with some of my steelbooks for better boutique editions. And I mean, I don't know. Oops. I am happy the shelves I built. I was able to take time and do black stain and everything. It was a chore, but worth it. Seeing I didn't have time. I had to get it done in one weekend, and I had to get all my movies on the shelf before that Monday started. So I rushed it. If I would have taken my time, it would have done a lot better. But I'm also not the greatest with carpentry either. All right, we're at Sound of Metal. Let's go with Gate of Hell. This is a Criterion I picked up for $15 because it's only $30 normal price because it has no special features whatsoever on it. So I gave it 3.5 stars from 1953. Fun fact: this movie was the first Japanese movie shown in America after World War II. Rito has to guard a fake majesty during her rebellion and in turns falls in love with her. She is married and he only wants her to leave her husband and be with him. Rito is lost in a rage for love and makes some bad decisions. Great stories, great acting. So basically, this takes place during an actual era war in Japan, and the royal family gets out one way, and they pick this villager girl to go with the guards another way to distract the army. And the samurai that is guarding her falls in love with her, and he becomes like maniacal and wants to like kill her husband and all that, and actually goes for a duel. And like the Lord is like, okay, here's what I'm going to do. You guys are going to meet in a room, and if she does not like you, you just need to give it up. And he is just persistent, and like there's a couple great sword fights in this, and I mean it was a good movie. 3.5 stars. Red State. Finally picked up a copy of Red State, for Christ's sake. It took me ever to find a Blu-ray of this. I picked it up coming back from Disney, from Oddball Media in Clarksville, Tennessee. So if you're ever in Clarksville, Tennessee, I think it's exit 4, right before you hit Kentucky on I-24 or I-20 or whatever it is that runs from Nashville to wherever, Paducah. Oddball Media, right off the interstate, like 2 miles. Great little shop, music, movies, everything. But I was pleasantly surprised with it. I don't think I'd ever watched it. It's Kevin Smith. And basically, these guys get tied up with these religious zealots that are also basically trying to get rid of the gays in the world. And the police show up, and there turns to be a big shootout, and it takes some twists and all that. And it was very well done. I was very pleasantly surprised because this was nothing that Kevin Smith had done before. So it kind of reminded me of Tusk, and not that they're similar at all, but it was a very just departure from his normal movies. And then I went to the movie theater, watched Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. I gave it 4.5 stars. I know, Kal-El, you're about to yell at me. I rate my Marvel movies differently from normal movies. I gave this 4.5 stars. I was impressed with this movie. They don't joke around in the beginning. They say, hey, Chikala's dead. We're getting over it. Angela Bassett deserved any recognition she got. She was very powerful. Every time she spoke, like I could feel it. Like there was a sense there. I thought the fight scenes were great. CGI was but it progressed pretty good. Namor was pretty cool. They finally used the word mutant, and that is a big deal because mutant had not been used, I believe, up until this point. So now mutant opens up everything going forward that they can start introducing, everybody else. I mean, I know some of the X-Men's already been introduced, but they weren't called mutants. So this is going to change the dynamic of the Marvel universe, which is going to be, I think, good. So that ends November. Let's get back here to the chat. Hit the like. Yeah, hit the like if you would. I'd greatly appreciate it. Hey, Chandler, what is going on? You didn't drive through my town and not stop and say hi. You went to I-75 Disney, right? We talked about that. Yeah, I was on because I went through Birmingham, then cut over to Atlanta and went straight down. So yeah, technically I did. I thought we talked about that because I know I was like in the same town as Adam because we stopped in Macon and ate pizza at like Macon Pizza Pub or something like that. And apparently I was like literally 20 minutes away from Bearded Four Eyesman Adam. Vice always, but not mad. I haven't seen it. Yeah. And my biggest thing about Marvel movies and the way I rate them is, do they progress the timeline? Do they add to the story, and do they add new characters? Because all I want to see is the universe get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And if they start adding stuff to it, that's what I like. I like Wakanda Forever. Definitely a great fun movie, and I like what they did without Chadwick Boseman. Yeah, I like how in the first part of the movie they basically said, "Look, he's dying, he's dead. Let's pass the torch, grieve, and we've got a new threat." Like they didn't try to CGI his face on some other actor and all that. They were like, "Look, this is it. X Men will help Marvel a big turn. They're going to ride that wave." Yeah, they are, and I can't wait. DiCaprio or Pitt? Ooh, Fight Club, Seven, Snatch. Pitt's got some good stuff, but DiCaprio, man, I like DiCaprio a lot. I'd have to go with DiCaprio. Chandler saying hi. Look at that. Chandler's got his picture up there in his movie room. I'm jealous of that. I'm hoping here in the next couple of years we can get some land and actually build a house. I'm gonna have a legit theater room. I'm tired of sitting in my living room and looking up above the fireplace to watch TV. Tony got you shook about not stopping. Excuses. Well, here's the thing. I would go to Tony's house and then I had to pay a fee to get into his basement. And then I'd be held hostage for like 5 hours and I'd never make it to Disney. I mean, that was already like a freaking, I think, 10-hour trip from Birmingham to Orlando with 2 kids in the car. That was god awful. I'm going to pick up Black Panther 2 steelbooks. I'm only going to, I haven't decided yet. I'm not going to pick them both up. I got a closer look at them today, and I didn't realize. I guess they've got a lot of embossing on them, and I think I'm going to go with the Namor one. I kind of like it a little bit more. It's a little bit more colorful. So I think I'm just going to go with the one. You are welcome, Chandler. All right, let's see what else we are. So we ended November with Black Panther. Started December, not until the 10th, man. With Clerks 3. Now, I know a lot of people hated this movie. I will say one thing. The opening, if you guys have not seen this, Kevin Smith actually gives a little talk in the beginning talking about physical media and how he appreciates people trying to keep it alive. And then the reason Clerks 3 got made was because people actually went out and bought the Jay and Silent Bob reboot, even though it was not the greatest movie in the world. But other than that, Randall has a heart attack and almost kills him. He has a second chance. He decides to make a movie about his time in the convenience store that ultimately kills Dante. Spoiler alert, I'm sorry. This was a great wrap-up to Clerks, and it was great to see everyone show up. Smith wrote an excellent script, and the love of Clerks was firmly put in its place in movie history. The only complaint I probably have about this movie, and I gave it 4.5 stars. It probably should have just been 4 stars. But Jay and Silent Bob, I mean, since Kevin Smith's lost so much weight, he just doesn't look like Silent Bob anymore. And Jay has just, it's the same thing over and over. I mean, I like Jason Mewes. I think he's a great guy and all that. But, like, I'm glad to see it finally, hopefully, end. And maybe he can write some new characters, if that makes sense. Man, oh, that's right. I had like 3 days off. So end of December actually picks up. Top Gun Maverick, gave it 5 stars. Top 3 movies of 2022. Great nostalgia. I remember going to the movie theater and seeing the first one. I loved it back then. I like how they handled Iceman and Val Kilmer's character and all that. I really liked the stress that was made between Rooster and Maverick. And it was really, 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 really well done. I didn't kind of expect the ending. I thought that was kind of funny how that whole thing played out. But man, see Tom Cruise just like basically doing his own stunts and all that with the flying and all that. It was great. It was a big nostalgia flow. Really, really enjoyed it. The only thing I didn't like about it was Gen 5. Just say China. Seriously. They said Gen 5 fighters like 9 million times instead of saying the actual enemy name. I think a lot of people had a problem with that. Now, this is going to make a lot of people mad. I watched Anna and the Apocalypse finally. 1.5 stars. This fucking movie was abysmal. It was horrible. It was a rip off of like 3 different movies. I didn't know it was a musical, and that was probably my fault. But they like straight ripped off a kill from Dawn of the Dead. It felt like Shaun of the Dead, and then they just completely stole the whole gym aspect of fighting zombies from Scout's Guide to the Zombie Apocalypse. And the song sucked. None of the people could sing. They just were god awful. I know Bob's Blu-rays. When he seen that I posted that, he had a high speed come apart, I think, because he loves this movie. But I mean, I literally gave away my copy for free. I sent it to a viewer. Like, I couldn't. This movie sucked. Let me go back to the chat real quick, see if anybody's saying anything about that. Abysmal. Does Mission Tony's include popcorn? I don't know. I've never seen unless he's got his popcorn maker in his other room. Fight Club better than anything Leo got. I said it. I mean, I'm not going to argue with you, but Fight Club is a really, really good movie. But Wolf of Wall Street and The Revenant are pretty darn good. And Gilbert, do you pre-order Shout Factory Midnight Run 4K? No, I've got the standard Shout Select version of it, and I've yet to watch it. So I need to watch it. If I do like it, I will upgrade to the 4K. But as a movie, I've not watched yet. I've owned it now for like a year. I bought it like at a Shout sale like beginning of last year. Top Gun was most fun I had in theaters in a long time. Definitely deserved it. And I wish I would have got to see it in theaters. I did not go see it in theaters, but it definitely deserved the praise to God. I thought it was really, really done well. There you go, Holland. He will make popcorn for you. Did you pre-order Shout Factory Jackson? Not yet. I just got volume 1 in the mail. I don't think it's been on one of my videos yet, but I can't wait for volume 2. I'm not sure. I think they've confirmed what's in it, and I think I like the stuff. The only thing I'm mad about, there is for my Nova Media sale, I bought the Lucky Stars trilogy, and I think the first 2 movies are in collection 2, but I'll still buy it anyway. Yeah, I am all for the Jackie Chan collection sets. I will purchase them immediately. My only problem with pre-ordering from Shout Factory is they're a little pricey, and I think I can get them a little bit cheaper elsewhere, or after they release, I can get them a little bit cheaper. I doubt it. He don't want to butter all his movie bags. The turkey bags, man. You can't butter the turkey bags. I don't like it neither, Ryan. I knew it was a musical, and I still play myself. Yeah. God. I stuck with it, though. I have never walked out of a movie, and I have never turned a movie off. I slogged through it. I watched the whole thing, and I'm regretful for it. Dude, Grumpy hating on a movie like that. I mean, she's cute, so go easy. Yeah, I mean, she wasn't bad, but geez. There is a popcorn maker in the other room. I figured there was. All right. So the next 2 movies I watched for the Guillermo del Toro stream that we did over on Mega Mike the Movie Man's podcast, or not podcast, live stream. Devil's Backbone. This one and the next one I had not seen by Guillermo del Toro. I think they're the only 2 things I left or I have not watched. So I give this one 3.5 stars. Now I own the Criterion version, but I also had just bought that Sony 4K collection, the 30 anniversary or 30 years of Sony. So I watched the 4K, and the 4K looked stunning. But this review may contain spoilers. I did not write that. Is that something Letterboxd does? I've never seen that before. So a boy's left at an orphanage. God, I need to spell check. At an orphanage during the Spanish War, and he sees a ghost of a former child. While trying to figure out things out, one of the main helpers, Jacinto, starts killing people off. The kids get their revenge and help the ghost out in the end. Del Toro does a great job of storytelling, the world building in a short amount of time, and the period piece looks great. So I always give it to Guillermo del Toro. He is quick to world build. There's not a whole lot of filler, and he gets it done quickly. And his period pieces are great. Of course, this is set around the Spanish Civil War, like most of his movies. And it's really the give and take between the people trying to survive and not get caught and all that. I thought it was really well done. 3.5 stars. And then I watched Kronos, which I thought was, did I give that 3.5 stars as well? Yes, I did. I thought Kronos was the better movie. And I thought this was a pseudo vampire movie where a device called the Kronos grants eternal life with its usage with some downsides. One man finds the device while another dying man seeks it and will do anything to obtain it. A very interesting movie and premise. A lot of story was put into this for a movie with a short runtime, which I feel is atypical for Del Toro. Like I said, he world builded quickly. The story is pretty straightforward and told well, a different type of movie that deserves a second watch at some point. I really did enjoy Kronos. Of course, this is one of Ron Perlman's first acting gigs. And if it wasn't for Del Toro, I don't think Perlman would have a career. Really well done movie. Like I said, it's a pseudo vampire movie. If you've never checked out Kronos, I would highly recommend it. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool movie. Next, trying to get through those Criterions I bought because I bought way too many damn Criterions. Dick Johnson is Dead. I picked this up on a recommendation. I think Stephanie from Movie Chatter had recommended this. A filmmaker documents her father's life dealing with mental decline and humorously kills him off in several ways. This is a great documentary on some of the struggles and choices family have to make in handling a family member in cognitive decline, done with respect and with a lighthearted comedic side to help deal with the hard truth. So basically, her dad is dealing with Alzheimer's, and he's forgetful. There's some real life moments in there where like he gets lost in his car, and like somebody finds him, and he has to like call his daughter, and like they have to come and get him, and her mom also has mental problems too. Like she apparently does. There's another movie I need to find that's basically about her mom dealing with the same stuff. But so she like drops a refrigerator on him one time. He has a heart attack. He chokes on food. Like she kills him off in all these different ways to basically try to connect with her father in like his advanced age. And it's really a good movie. It's really heartfelt. So that's Dick Johnson is Dead. Next, New Year's Eve. SLC Punk, I watched the 4K out of that 30 years of Sony, and I got to tell you, SLC Punk looked beautiful. First time watch. Two punks in Salt Lake try to make their way in the world. Great little story about lifestyle choices and differing paths in life. Cast was great, and the style in which it was filmed gave it kind of gave it life to it. Looked great in 4K as well. Man, I'm having like problems talking. I'm having talk. Anyway. They're really popping. The soundtrack is great. This was a great movie. Like I said, first time watch for me. I really liked it. Was just kind of like a low-key documentary sort of, and the way their past take was really, really great, and great soundtrack. SLC Punk. If you haven't seen it, highly recommend it. So that's going to end out December. Let's get back to the chat here. Hey, look who's here. Huck's Pop Culture Cafe. Hey, Huck. Hey, gang. Man, I need to update my Letterboxd. Yes. You taking advantage of Target buy one, get physical. Oh, they're having a sale right now? I did not know. So they're having buy one, get one 50% off physical media. I'm going to have to check that out. I did not know that was going on right now. So I will check that out. Put your review and check. Yeah, I've never seen that before. That's the first time I've ever seen, spoiler alert. Everybody saying hi to Huck. I enjoyed Kronos and Devil's Backbones. Both were recent watches for me. I think I'm going to have to give The Devil's Backbone another watch. It was done well. I really liked the period piece on it, but I liked Kronos a little bit more. I just thought it was a neat little, like I said, pseudo vampire. And I did not end December yet. I just now realized that because I watched the New Year's movie, 200 Cigarettes. Gave it 3.5 stars. I think this was a first time watch for me, or I watched it back in the day. It may have been on MTV because this is an MTV movie. It's got a great cast, ton of people. Ben Affleck's in it and all them. I forget who else, but multiple people trying to make it to New Year's party to find themselves in interesting situations as the night goes on. Great cast of young and upcomers. Dated movie, but still a great watch. Quite a few funny moments. Always glad to watch this every year. I have watched it before, apparently. I haven't watched it in a while. I did watch the new Blu-ray that came out. That's what it was. I had it on DVD forever. But the Blu-ray looks great. So if you've not watched 200 Cigarettes on Blu-ray, it looks really, really good. So that's going to end December. That's going to end 2022. I started January with, I know Culture Trini loves this movie. He has also told me to watch this movie, and I'm glad I did. 4.5 stars. The Man from Nowhere, Korean movie. Basically, this guy runs a pawn shop, and the neighbor has a daughter that kind of annoys him, but he tries to take care of her because the mom is kind of into drugs and gangsters and stuff like that. So the mom ends up getting killed and the daughter gets kidnapped. And see, I need to double spell check stuff past pissed, unless they auto corrected it. So yeah, this movie starts off kind of slow and it kind of shows the relationship between this pawn shop owner and the people around them. And the daughter is basically considered garbage by society, which, looking into it, I didn't realize a lot of Asian cultures, kids of single parent families are considered garbage, like that they're not going to make it, they're not going to go nowhere, and they do have a harder life. And they kind of pointed that out in this movie. And come to find out, though, this man is not to be messed with. He is ex military, ex government worker, and like most Korean movies, it gets really good. The action is great. The thrills in it is great. And I think I even said here, the last fight scene was intense and brutal, and the bad guys end up getting what they deserved. This dude fucks some people up in this movie. So if you've not seen The Man from Nowhere, I highly, highly recommend it. I recommend a lot of Korean movies. They're all great. But The Man from Nowhere, Culture Trini again, thank you for recommending this. I finally got around to watching it. Highly enjoyed it. Next, another newer release from Criterion. This is from the Safdie brothers. This is their first movie. I gave it 2.5 stars. It was just all over the place, and it just fell flat. So this, again, their first movie. They're trying their edge of the seat anxiety stuff like they did with Good Times and Uncut Gems. And I will give it to them. It's their first movie. They're trying this new style. It just did not work. But I'm glad Good Time and Uncut Gems, it did work for them. Apparently, there's a script for Uncut Gems too, by the way. I guess Adam Sandler's been teasing that. But and it's about this dad that's trying to make his way. He has his kids for like 2 weeks. And then he fucks everything up. He over medicates the kids so he can get them to sleep. And then they're magically asleep for like 4 days. And I'm like, that doesn't happen. Like, I come from a medical background and I was so infuriated, and the dad was making so many bad choices, and I just wanted to beat the crap out of him. And it wasn't anxiety inducing like Good Times and Uncut Gems. It was hatred anxiety, and this movie just kind of pissed me off. But I'm glad I own it. It's a Safdie brothers movie. It's a Criterion title. I picked it up. Another Criterion. Again, I'm trying to break through all these ones that I needed to watch. Eyes Without a Face. So I'd always seen this cover at Barnes and Nobles. And if you guys didn't see KB Loves Movies post today, his Barnes and Nobles is cutting down their media section. So it's happening. But I always thought this was a war movie. I thought this was a military helmet, and this was like a Russian winter coat, and this was like some sort of like mask they were putting over a scarred army person. This ain't it at all. Basically, this doctor is trying to steal a face to fix his daughter's face that he scarred during a wreck. and it is eerie. The mask is done really well. The actress that plays the daughter, she has got this mask on that has no movement in it whatsoever, yet she conveys emotion so well, and it's great. But not only is he trying to help his daughter and he's killing off all these other girls, he's in with the coroner, and every dead body that he disposes of that the coroner finds calls him first because he's reported his daughter missing, but all these other people have reported their daughter missing. And he like goes in there and goes, "Yes, that's my daughter." And like it's not his daughter because she's still alive. It's like it was a weird dynamic. But Eyes Without a Face, I highly recommend it if you want to watch a good, I think it's French, kind of horror movie. And I'm glad Celeste de la Cabra had recommended this. The practical effects in this, we talked about it on Tim's practical effects stream last year. It's done really, really well. And again, another one, Culture Cheney had me recommended to me, The Chaser. This is a thrilling Korean movie. And I say it right here. Well, this movie was a thriller and a half. A former cop turned pimp has 3 girls come up missing, and he decides to find out why, leading on us on a 2-hour journey of what the fuck and wait one goddamn second. Oh, and the killer is caught in the first 30 minutes of the movie. But the people still die. It's brutal, and it keeps you on the edge of your seat. This movie was fantastic. And now another reason I love Korean movies. The killer in this does such a great job of playing cat and mouse and just screwing with people, and it is just brutal. So it does have a Blu-ray release, but it's very expensive. Like I think it's $50 plus. There is some foreign releases, but they do not have English subs. But if you can get a chance to pick up the DVD for cheap, I would watch The Chaser. Great Korean movie. Let's see. And then ended out January. I watched The Banshees of Inisherin. Great movie. Loved it. One is a Martin McDonough. Fantastic writer. I loved In Bruges. And we'll talk about another movie in a second. But Colin Farrell and Brendan Gleeson did a fantastic movie, or did this fantastic. Two longtime friends fall apart after one decides he no longer likes the other, and he means it. And the other, Colin Farrell, just cannot wrap his head around what he really means. But the strife and the grief and frustration are done very well, and all the actors are on top of their game. The script and cinematography are absolutely beautifully done as well. Highly recommend. Even the subtle comedy in this was great. And I forget the girl's name that plays Colin Farrell's sister. I did not realize she does the voice of Friday, which is Tony Stark's AI in most of the later Marvel movies. She was fantastic in it. But if you've not seen The Banshees of Inisherin, I highly, highly recommend it. Great, great movie. And if you haven't seen In Bruges, Kal-El Daly, definitely watch it. And then Martin McDonough's other movie, Seven Psychopaths, again with Colin Farrell, Sam Rockwell, Christopher Walken, Woody Harrelson. There's a few other people in there. Also a great movie. Basically, Colin Farrell's a writer, and he gets tied up with these serial killers, and he's trying to write a book about 7 psychopaths, and it's just a great, great little movie, great dialogue, great directing. And if you like In Bruges or Banshees, highly recommend 7 Psychopaths. 4 stars. And that's how I have ended so far my year. I have not watched anything in February. I think I'm going to watch a movie tonight. I don't know what yet. Let me get out of this. Close that up. And that is Letterboxd. Let's see. Where do we leave at? Here we go. Huck saying hi to everybody. Looks like you had a great time at the convention. Huck's Pop Culture Cafe. Oh, did you go to the same convention that Mr. Nichols was at? Chappelle, Ricci, just saying. Oh yeah. I forgot that. Yeah, Christina Ricci's in it. Dave Chappelle is great as the cab driver. It's a great cast. It's very dated. I rate that film 4 stars. It's basically a Korean version of Leon the Professional, Man with No Name. That's a great movie. Yeah, Daddy Long Legs was something else. It was. I really felt like the second half of the movie, they just kind of their script had went to crap and they just kind of lulled for a little while and it ruined the movie for me. You recommend all Asian movies? Don't be modest. They're great, especially Korean movies, man. Banshees was amazing. I was blown away by it. Even why is the donkey in the house? She has a name, and I let her in the house when I'm sad. I felt so bad for him. Yeah, it and they did the grief so well, and his struggle to wrap his head around why his friend no longer liked him, and the music was cool too. Like I like the music that Donald or Gleason did, and apparently he plays. That's like he plays music and writes music too. Madonna is 3 for 3 for me. I still need to watch 3 Billboards. I forgot that he did 3 Billboards. I've watched most of 3 Billboards. I think I watched it on TV one time, and I really, 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 really liked what I seen. I need to go back and watch the whole movie. Carrie Condon, yes, yeah. I did not. I was after I watched the movie, I was looking up on IMDb, and I'd seen that she had done that. I was like, oh, she is Friday. I wondered why her voice kind of sounded familiar. The Professional is one of the best films ever. Yes, it is. And Tony agrees. It was a really fun time. Basement Blues salute, sir. And let's see, we got a question here. Quentin Tarantino or Ridley Scott? I really, really like Quentin Tarantino. I really do. But let me look something up here because I feel like if I could spell Ridley Scott's name right. I really like Tarantino, and he's directed 57 things. Holy crap. Come on, director. Here we go. Okay, let me pull it up here. So Tarantino, I really feel like he's hard to compare to. Ridley Scott has some of my favorite movies though. He's got The Last Duel, um, The Martian, let's see, American Gangster, Kingdom of Heaven, Matchstick Men, Black Hawk Down, Gladiator. What else has he done? Thelma and Louise, Legend, Blade Runner, Alien. I really just don't think Tarantino and Ridley Scott are comparable directors. Because I really like Tarantino. I think he's just his own standalone director, but I would movie wise overall, I think Ridley Scott has a better run. Here's a movie I'd recommend you is Assassination, Korean film. I own it, have not watched it. I think I also own Thieves, which is by the same director, and I still haven't watched it. Kubrick or Hitchcock? I'm be honest with you. I think Psycho was the only Hitchcock movie I ever watched. I did buy Rebecca at the last Criterion sale. I need to watch it. It was a recommendation. So I'm going to go with Kubrick. I need to get more into Hitchcock. Hitchcock is a very, very big void in my life. What if she said Saturday? It's Friday. Gladiator sequel thoughts coming next year. Big surprise. I really like Gladiator. I don't know how they're going to top Gladiator 2. Last Duel was amazing. Was my second favorite movie of last year because Green Knight was or of 2021 because Green Knight was my number 1. Last Duel was my number 2. I know you're not a horror guy, but what slasher do you like the most? Man, I really don't know. I mean, I guess I could just go generic and say the original Scream, and I know that's kind of a cop out, but I remember seeing that in theaters, and it blew me away. Like, I went to go see Drew Barrymore, and she gets killed in the first 15 minutes, and I thought Scream was done very well. So I'm going to say Scream. But yeah, I'll go with Scream. Or I Know What You Did Last Summer. I kind of like I Know What You Did last summer a little bit more. Glider American Gangster Alien, yeah, he wins. Yeah, but I don't think there's not a whole lot of directors you can compare to Tarantino. So it's kind of like a little off. Gladiator, Braveheart. Ooh. Gladiator for the story, Braveheart for the brutality. Watching Mel Gibson ride in on a horse and then mace somebody in the face was fantastic. But Gladiator, I think, has got a better story, and I think cinematography on it's a lot better. Gotta go. This was entertaining. I hope you have a great week. Tony, I hope you have a great week too. Let's Scream 1, 2 this morning. Forgot how much I love those. Man, I thought I've heard you talk crap about Scream. No, but I like Scream. Scream 2, I haven't watched in a long time. I need to rewatch it. Do I have anything else? Letterboxd, recent pickups. So, anybody else got any questions while I'm on? Because I'm going to be getting off here in just a little bit. I guess I can go back over my pickups, my recent pickups. We got that Belly Steelbook, and again, you heard it today. Probably going to be one of the best looking Steelbooks put out this year. It will probably be on my pickups, my top 10 pickups of 2020. What is this, 2023? Yeah, 2023. So this will probably make my top 10 Steelbook list at the end of the year. This is Lionsgate, isn't it? Yes. This will be on my top 10 Lionsgate Steelbooks of this year. Good movie, too. If you've never seen Belly, it's a good movie. War Games 4K. Picked it up on sale. It was $21.99. I was not going to pay the $34.99. That was before Best Buy went all crazy. This is probably $6,000 now. Upgraded to the Lawless Steelbook. Again, it's a good movie. Good period piece. Shia LaBeouf and Tom Hardy. It's good in it. And Jessica Chastain. She's so hot. Picked up some nostalgia. I got the Monster Squad. Need to rewatch this. I have not watched it since 1987, so 36 years. Picked up a movie, A24 movie. I've never seen this. I've never listened to Amy Winehouse. I think I know one song of hers, but I want to learn a little bit more about her. They have this for a good price. I picked it up. Movie I know nothing about, but it's got Colin Farrell in it and Keira Knightley. London Boulevard. It looks like some sort of gangster movie. So Colin Farrell is a gangster movie. Got to watch it. Colin Farrell in The Gentleman. If you've never seen The Gentleman, the Guy Ritchie movie, he plays Coach. He is fantastic and hilarious in that, so you should really watch it. Picked up A Few Good Men 4K. I think this was $9.99, so great deal. Figured, what the heck? I've never actually seen it. The only thing I know about it is the famous You Can't Handle the Truth court scene. Picked up a movie strictly on the cast. I think I remember hearing about this movie when it came out, The Air I Breathe. It's got Kevin Bacon, Julie Delpy, Brendan Fraser, Andy Garcia, Sarah Michelle Gellar, Emile Hirsch, and Forrest Whitaker in it. So I can't beat the cast, but it looks like a convergence type movie where all these people's lives, they interconnect somehow. I like movies like that, so it'll be interesting to see. And finally, I re-picked up Bushwick. I'm giving Dave Bautista another chance. I never watched this the first time I owned it. I got rid of it. Found it with a cool slipcover. But my favorite musician, Aesop Rock, does the complete soundtrack to this, so I figured, what the heck, I'll pick it up again. I picked it up in hopes of watching Knock at the Door, the new M. Night Shyamalan movie, or Knock at the Cabin. And so far, I haven't been hearing good things about the movie. I've been hearing it falls flat, but the casting's good, so we will wait and see. Dimension is excited for Scream 6. I am too. I'd like to see what they do in New York. If they do not pay homage to Jason Takes Manhattan in some way, I'm going to be mad. Mad. Let's see. What release are you excited for this month? You know what? I do not know. Let's Let's see if I can get it pulled up here real quick. Let's see, what is February? Ooh, no, we're not in the UK. I want the United States. Refresh. Okay, here we go. That's a good question. I actually have not been paying attention to what is even coming out. Here we go. So we are on Blu-ray.com. So Wakanda Forever. I'm excited for that. Bubba Hotep 4K. I know people are excited for that. I have the standard Blu-ray. That's good enough for me. I am excited for this right here. Even though I have the Zavvi exclusive, the 4K Lionsgate Steelbook of Warm Bodies, I am definitely picking that one up. There's something else that comes out this week, and where is it? Don't tell me they have it all the way down here at the bottom. Or does it come out next week? Okay, it comes out next week. Fabelmans 4K. Cannot wait for that. Decision to Leave. Park Chan-wook, his new movie. I am excited for this. I cannot wait for that to come out this month. Zoo Warriors, I'm not excited for. I just picked that up from Eureka. I am excited for this Jet Li double feature. The Legend of Fong Seok 1 and 2. I just have the first one on DVD. It was a Dragon Dynasty release, so this will be a Blu-ray upgrade, and you get part 2. So I'm excited for that. They're re-releasing Blades of Glory. I already own that. What else? Okay, nothing. So let's go to the third week here. I don't think there is anything. Magnificent Warriors, I've already picked up on pre-order. Broker, I am excited for this. Another Asian movie. It's about these people that try to get these unadopted Asian babies to families so they can be adopted and live a good life. So I'm kind of excited about that. I've heard really good things about this so far. What else? Okay, nothing in that week. End of the month. We're getting Rocky in 4K. I'm excited for that. I'm excited for Training Day 4K. I am not getting any of the American releases, though. I've already got the limited edition from Zavvi coming in. It looks a lot better than any of our steelbooks. I'm excited for Kubo and the Two Strings. Two Strings. This one of my favorite stop motion animation movies. It's a great story, and the steelbook looks really, really nice. So I'm waiting for that. I mean, look at the steelbook. It's bland. The Zavvi one looks so much better. Millionaires Express, I've already got my copy in the mail coming to me. What else is there? I know there's a lot of Asian stuff coming out. Hunt. I think it's a John Woo film. Is that what I'm seeing there? I'm kind of excited for that. The John Wick 3 4K Steelbook box set. I am not excited for it. I'm not going to pick it up because the fourth movie's coming out. I don't want an incomplete set. What else? That is it for February. So that is what I'm excited for. There we go. Let's see. Me Too, Scott. Name one 90s film that you wish got more recognition. Bringing Out the Dead, 1999. Scorsese film with Nicolas Cage, Ving Rhames, Tom Sizemore. Great, great movie. That's all I'm going to say. That and we'll go with another Asian movie that's got Mark Wahlberg in it, The Corruptor. I think is a really good movie, and I think a lot of people hate on it, but I think it's a good movie. Favorite actress? Ooh. I like Anna Kendrick. I like Jessica Chastain. Amy Adams. There's a few good female actresses. I'll say Anna Kendrick just because she's hot. Decision to Leave is good. I've heard good things about it. I need to watch it. Superman 4Ks and Doctor Go's the only release I'm excited for. Also, Enter the Dragon. Yeah, the Enter the Dragon 4K. But I just bought that Criterion set last year. I haven't even watched anything in it. I scanned through them real quick. They all look great. I need to watch it. But that's it. So I'm going to end it right here. We've been going for an hour and 25 minutes. I appreciate everybody coming in and stopping in and watching my Letterboxd and all that. Like I said, I got a little bit more work to do. Hopefully, I can get the Friday night movie fights off the ground. Like I said, I got to talk to people, get some, contestants, market it, get it out there. Hopefully, I can get crowd participation because that's going to be a big deal. But yeah, that's it. I appreciate y'all coming by. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe button if you haven't subscribed, which I'm sure you already have. I appreciate it. I'm going to end it here. Till I see you all again, like I end every video. Y'all have a fantastic night. Oh, the monkey just showed up. Monkey, I'm sorry. I'm about to end it. Hopefully you're having a good night. See y'all.